Welcome back to another episode of Unrate Podcast. You got Grant, also got Elijah here with me. This is what we've been waiting for. Draft night. Best season is the off season. This is like something we really been waiting to see what Uncle Troy got up his sleeve for us tonight. Um, Toss it over to you. We're gonna essentially be doing a draft live. Um, right now, it looked like the San Antonio, they're counting down the clock. So yeah, I'll throw it over to you, Eli. Just wanted to it's an exciting day. Just want to see your thoughts as we kind of go into the draft and see what you think the Pistons got up their sleeve tonight.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, we're doing slightly ahead of you to pick us in on my side. They haven't announced anything yet, but we all know that. So I think I think there's a lot of hype around Miller. I think Wemby at the top, Scoot, Grant Miller, all three of those guys people are saying could be Hall of Fame type players if they put together the work on the back end and that's just exciting. And then you have lots of other interesting players throughout the draft sprinkled in. Players that I feel good about the Pistons being at 5. That's obviously still big heartbreak. You go back and watch the live draft of us finding out we didn't get a lottery selection there, but back from there all the way to now, we've obviously accepted that, and I still think even at that 5th pick where we are, there's some good players available, and that's really the job of the GM there. That's just seeping through all of it, figuring out the diamonds in the rough, who fits best in our roster, our plan going forward, and it's going to be an exciting time. And I think
I think we were in a different, same spot last year. We got Jaden Ivey, all rookie team, received like the rookie sophomore honors, all-star weekend, all that good stuff. I'm like you with it. I think it would have been great to be able to, I was thinking for a while, I feel like Brandon Miller was going to kind of be that guy to just like really set off what we needed as far as like that next piece to kind of take the next level. But, we're at kind of point now where it is what it is. And we just got to, take advantage of a lot of talent just within that like 15 to 20 range. It's just going to be a matter of making sure this guy fits. I know Weaver. I'm sure there's gonna be some guys maybe moving around a little bit, whether it's tonight or around free agency. Just gonna be real curious to see who he decides to go with and how we end up going about it. Whether we trade back or we actually pick at 5, that will trade up, but you never know.
I agree. I think I've been reading a lot of on the messaging board, staying on Twitter, watching YouTube videos, and obviously there's only so much insight that is honest and true from there that you could really grab. I don't know how much boots on the ground they have in those videos, but all things point that the Pistons are going to get busy this tonight or this free agency, and I think it kind of starts with this spark today. Figuring out how the dominoes fall in front of us as far as these players, and then if we see, I think there's a couple of players that we like in this draft. Whether it's Taylor, who seems to be flying off the board, up the charts here, but also could still fall back. So I think play, by ear, and I could just getting busy whether we're moving Killian Hayes or Isaiah Stewart. Somebody in there. I think I can kind of see here, and if not, just kind of figuring out. Obviously it's clear cut who's number 1 here. Off the boards, and then trying to figure out how that falls from there. Portland's the first big thing where they could pull a trade off, and that can, throw fire on Diamond, and kind of blow all this up in one. Yeah. So kind of, I don't know. It's on edge. It's taking longer than I thought it would. I figured they would have been had this.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? But yeah. No, I think I watched Troy Weaver's press conference yesterday that he had a few days ago, and one thing that stuck with me, he said he likes a long ball. He's not trying to, walk into this, hitting the ball. It's like his words, hitting the ball in like short center field, or, he wants to hit a home run. So I think he's gonna last few years. He's been aggressive overall. I'll be curious to see like what he kind of taps into this year, because I don't know. I think just kind of like watching even the press conference and he brought on Monty Williams and just listening to some of the interviews that he's had, he has a little bit of, he's always just been very like laid back, but I'm kind of sensing a little bit of like annoyance and maybe kind of like frustration after watching, the franchise kind of just, I mean, win only like 35, 40 total games the last couple of seasons. So hopefully, he's able to channel some of that, that energy that he was talking last, a couple of days ago, and help us, move around a little bit, get some maybe some capital. I mean, I talked about trying to get Boyan off the books. I don't really understand why we signed him to a long-term deal and kind of let him hang around and just like put up numbers, not really help the team all that much, really impact winning. Obviously we had injuries and stuff kind of coming into play too, but would like to see him just kind of pull this team a little bit differently. We're like really heavy at like forward center. You know, got quite a few guys that guard, kind of heavy there too. I think the four wing positions. I think that's where we could use a little extra depth. But yeah, time will tell. It's going to be a long few hours here, and I can see him. He likes to get pretty active on draft night, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. And just give you guys an update here. Wimpy just went off the board.
Shocker.
Big took long enough that I don't obviously. I don't know if we've ever really gave a deep dive. A lot. I've never seen hype around a player. Period. I can remember a few other. Zion hype was a little different. That's probably the biggest hype I can remember as far as a player coming up in basketball.
He's like 15, 16. He's kind of like how Brown was a little bit. Just got to him early.
Lots of pressure. As far I don't want to say pressure, but lots not to live up to. There's kind of like a big mystique about him already.
Mm-hmm.
20 and 10 guy. So I think it's going to be interesting. This seems to be everything kind of fell in place. He's from France. Spurs are known to have French players on the team. He played for Tony Parker. I think it all seems kind of be coincidental.
Yeah.
And in particular, and this hit me today, and I was gonna, I want to see your thoughts on this. I think the NBA kind of needs the next guy up. I think just kind of wrap it up with my thoughts on it. I think obviously LeBron is at the tail end. He's King James, top of the throne as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And other than that, there's lots of guys that, I don't know, either they're just not as marketable or stuck in the wrong place, or
just kind of
championship, or it's
yeah.
And I'm wondering if this is kind of playing into that a little bit as well. Is that he's very marketable down in San Antonio, and something that nobody's ever seen anything like it before. So why not?
Yeah. No, I think you hit on the head. I mean, it's just really, it just kind of worked all too perfectly. He's going to one of the best organizations in the NBA. Can obviously been down a little bit the last 3 to 4 or 5 years, but before that, I mean, they were definitely like the standard. The one thing that stuck out to me that I was kind of looking at, just obviously everybody's trying to put this guessing game of how he's going to translate. I saw that he had like 80 to 90 blocks. I don't know that number exactly, just kind of like in the last season, but he like 40 of those were like 3-pointers, like block 3-pointers. So I just, got this guy, 7'4", can dribble like a shooting guard. I mean, he just does like a lot of things that you don't usually see guys his size, do to where, yeah, like you said, it's pretty much the perfect situation. So it's just, you kind of got to get that point. You just want to fast forward and just kind of see, what it's really going to turn into instead of just playing this guessing game. Also, and I don't know, it is kind of interesting how they've kind of portrayed him. I mean, you've heard just like, everybody knows I'm a pretty big LeBron fan, but like, you look at like what LeBron did over like a 20-year career, and then people were just like, oh, I think he's going to be better. Like, I think he's a better prospect. It's just like, okay, like,
yeah,
LeBron, 19 All NBA, 19-year All NBA, 19-year All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 4-time MVP. Like you said, they're kind of setting the standards a little too high to where I feel like, I mean, if he had half of that going for him, it'd be a successful career, in my opinion, when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be a transition to the NBA. I'm not doubting that he will be turn out to be a good player. I do think he looks like he will. I just do not believe, and I could be very wrong, that he's going to walk in the league next year averaging 20 and 10. I think that's a feat. Players players that are household names don't average 20 and 10. And it's, so I think it's, I don't know, it's just a tough slate to hold. But I think, he is at the right franchise. Popovich has done it before. And he seems that he's going to play the summer league. That'd be really sure that'd be on, like 30-second window of time. But, I'd be excited just to see him kind of over here with, for lack of a better term, all Americans, hooping over here and seeing, if he can match the energy, speed, intensity. That's kind of what it's all about. But what do you think Hornets are going to do here?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, like, I think for me, like personally, I feel like the best fit will probably be Brandon Miller. I don't know if you really want to put Scoot Henderson next to LaMelo. Both pretty ball dominant guys. Can't, at least where I look at Scoot, I feel like he can't really shoot the ball that well yet. Kind of need the ball to be pretty effective. LaMelo, same way. I think they should go Brandon Miller. I don't know if the little interviews. He had quite a few. They need to get the microphone away from him for a few days. He might have he been saying some pretty silly stuff, but I'm just joking. But yeah, I just thought he was talking a little spicy about MJ airballing free throws and all that. But for what we've heard about Michael Jordan, that might piss him off enough to not take Brandon Miller and just kind of get Scoot instead as he walks off into the sunset after he sells the team. But I also thought it was interesting that they're allowing him to make the last pick before he ends up officially selling the team.
Yeah, and I think looking at TV, I think a dude just got a Wemby tattoo on the back of his head. But
wow.
Yeah, no. But no, I agree with you. I think if I were them, I'm taking Brandon Miller. I do think dude is gonna be good. He looks explosive. Really does look Westbrook-like. I don't know say D-Rose.
Definitely.
I love those point guards in particular, but I think you have a special point guard in Lonzo Ball or LaMelo Ball. I mean, so I think if I'm him, I'm taking the big forward and kind of building around him that way.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to pick it right now.
Yeah, and they do take Brandon Miller. Yeah, so I think that makes sense. I think Ball's proven he's a good player. Stayed relatively healthy the first couple of years. I believe they're probably going to be getting Miles Bridges back. So I think that team could be definitely fun to watch.
Wonder too if this pick, if they end up getting off of Miles Bridges or some other people that they got on the squad, just because I don't know. I mean, I think he's a good fit. Just kind of depends on how they decide to play him and how quick he adjusts. But yeah, I remember watching quite a bit of him play this year. I think it was kind of mid-February. He just kind of came onto the scene, and then I think the first game I watched, we dropped 40 at South Carolina, game winner. He obviously had some off the court stuff that kind of probably weighed on him a little bit. I think he handled it pretty well. Still played very well. One thing that impressed me, I mean, it's always impressive. You start seeing guys that are the shot is there in college already. He's already, the form is there. Sniper already.
He had 101 threes.
That's crazy for college.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah,
what 30, 38, 40 games, right. Maybe 40, 42, 43 games max. I think
he's different, and I think he's one of them guys along with Henderson. But he's one of them guys that take Wemby out of this equation. They're the first pick in 3 of the last, or probably 4 of the last 5 drafts.
Yeah,
and I think at it from that point of view as well. But because I don't think Portland is going to take Scoot Henderson.
I think they might.
You do?
I've been hearing that Dame has been in contact, kind of chopping it up with him. I got a question for you when it comes to Scoot Henderson. There's not a ton of Brandon Miller, let me back up for a second. I feel like the NBA is filled with combo guards, a lot of Scoot Hendersons. You being 6'2", 6'3", jump out the gym, get to the cup. Do you maybe kind of see him just blending in, or what do you see, or what have you heard about him to kind of that he may have in him to maybe to take that next step to be one of them guys?
Yeah. So I think what I've seen. So I did watch this highlight tape. I think so it was fun to go watch him and Wemby against each other. Kind of, they obviously weren't direct competition all that much as far as in the
Yeah.
game. The back and forth of it. Wemby hit a three, he go down, shake play. Wemby, that was a kind of let me know that both of them did have a little bit to their game. So that was
Mm-hmm.
kind of from him. And then just doing research, he looks super explosive.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of what I'm looking for him to do, is just kind of be quick off the dribble. Kind of got to work on that jumper. That'd kind of be the separating factor, if he can get that around or not. Take him to the next level. But I think athleticism wise and kind of the fiery game he plays with, I think he'll be solid right off rip.
Yeah. I think so too.
Also on top of that, I'm looking. I mean, I got the stats pulled up here just so we can have them. I mean, he would be a freshman in college, and he averaged 21, 6, and 7 in the G League.
Okay. Yeah, that okay. Wow. Yeah, I think one thing he got going for him too, he heard me working out with Steph. So whatever, I think that having that advantage, in your back pocket as soon as you step into the league, I mean, that can't really do much but help you long term. But yeah, I think if he can tighten that jump shot up a little bit, that three ball, get that. I think he said he shot like 20%, 27% in the G League. If he can get that to like 34, 35, 36. Yeah, he could be real. He could be a handful for sure. But yeah, I think I think overall, I think the Brandon Miller pick made a lot of sense. Um, I'll be curious. Yeah, if they don't, I'm pretty sure Portland's gonna get Scoot Henderson. I think they're gonna end up. I don't know if you. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on Dame. I mean, I think I'm kind of getting like KG vibes, Ray Allen vibes, where he's kind of like, it's like, what are we doing at this point? You know what I'm saying? I think obviously you showed the loyalty. You took him to a conference championship. They've obviously showed they can't do what's necessary to build around him to like make them competitive year in and year out. What do you think about Dame wanting to hang tight or just not really, I guess pushing that button to get himself traded?
Yeah, no, I mean Dame's different. I think he's one of them difference makers. He could have been left, and tried to and forced the issue and ended up in a number of places over the last couple of years. So do kind of respect, just staying put to a certain degree. I think, but eventually enough is enough. So I do kind of think, I mean, if it's ran where I most exciting place I've heard about would be down in Miami. But I mean, you move him out east, get catch more TV a little more, get just kind of get blood out here in general. So
that'd be good.
I think it really depends on what they're gonna do here. But I wouldn't be shocked if like I said earlier, if this is where draft kind of gets a little dynamite on it and got blown up. This is gonna be interesting to see what they do.
I agree.
Mr. Silver's walking up right now on my screen.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just interesting. Like, I mean, wait to see what they take. Yeah. I think that best available. You got to take that whether or not Dame want to leave, but I don't know. I saw Portland make some trades. I get it. It's cool. You want to be like Mr. Portland. I know he's like all-time leading scorer, probably one of the best trailblazers of all time. But I've seen them make trades, essentially like trying to rebuild around him. And he's like, no, I'm good. Like we need to try to like trade. Like they literally traded players away for nothing at the trade deadline, and they just started tanking towards the end of the season when he got hurt. So I just like, I'm with you. I mean, I respect all of like, if you want to stay there and just be there. But it's just kind of interesting that, for his own, it's like at least, 2-3 years. Just go give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? You can always probably circle back to Portland, kind of finish out your career there. I would just like to see him, with a little bit of a better supporting cast around him. Like I think, like you said, Miami, that'd be an amazing fit. But we'll see what they do. I mean, how the NBA is nowadays, I don't know if you want 2 6'2" point guards on the court at the same time all the time, but he could be second unit, 6-man starting off, just kind of come in for Dame after, I don't know. I just think that it's just gonna be an interesting fit.
It will be an interesting fit. I think it kind of, I don't know. I don't definitely winning a championship no time soon, unless I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I can't see that working. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess you try to shop Dame and build around him. If you like you said, do that, run that out for a little while, and then if like know come come January, you like all right, my man, like, he ain't half bad, and let's go ahead and see what we can do as far as getting something for Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
But
gonna
I
be.
think which is interesting because like they could have traded the third pick and got him help, but like they just are like, all right, well, you wanna hang out, that's cool. We're gonna do this rebuild around you. Like that's the vibes I'm getting. They just like they're happy to just have him. He's, I'm sure he fills hella seats. I'm sure he does some great stuff in the community. And yeah, I mean, it's easy to tell a grown man to lift up his entire family and go cross state. So I know there's a lot of stuff that kind of go into play with it, but I thought this year might have been the year where he decided to make that move.
Right.
They got
Yeah,
Scoot.
shaking up Wimby.
Yeah, going at him. I remember watching this. He was not scared to go into that cup.
Nope.
Finished over Wimby a couple times. Pause.
Yeah, you. No.
Bro.
But
Shout out Cameron and Mace.
all players transitioning from the G League. Yeah, you got like 4 players got been drafted so far. So these different leagues, I think we did a video on the Thompson twins. They're probably at least one of them is top 10 pick. So I think it's hard to say. With all these new leagues, players entering the G League, coming from Europe, I think you gotta. It's hard to put a thumb on evaluating them, but
It is.
yeah, so I do think Scoot is going to be a better player in this draft. I like his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like he got the drive and the determination. And I don't know. You just hear like, I'm sure you heard a lot of the same stuff, just like in training, like in his workouts and stuff. He just showed just crazy explosiveness, not getting tired, just like, he's just doing the necessary things, staying in shape and all that to like show, to show that he deserved to be drafted where he got drafted. Hell, any other year Wemby wasn't in the draft, he'd go number 1 overall for sure. Like without a
Yeah,
doubt would be number 1 overall. So yeah, I think he got a nice little nice momentum,
I agree.
going into the draft. And I'll be curious to just see. Like I said, we got summer league starting in the next couple weeks. Be curious to see what he able to do
For
going
sure.
into the season. So this is where it get weird though. I couldn't tell you who Houston is even thinking about.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to ask you. So more so, kind of a 2-part question loaded for the Pistons here. But okay, you know, um, I think the top of our list is, I think you like Cam Whitmore the best. He's still available. I think Houston could go there with him or on this pick as well. So I kind of think gets a little dicey for us. I'll be honest, I kind of think I don't know. I don't know. I'm more sold on Taylor Henderson than anybody as far as like I think value and what I think he could become.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly if you're talking like later than this draft, but I don't know. I think if we survive, Cam Whitmore's here. I think the Pistons are probably going to take him. So I think and that depends on what pass on Whitmore can take him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think looking at the Rockets, like I feel like they got a whole bunch of just kids on their team right now. When they traded Harden, they got no lie like 7 draft picks for like something crazy. They got Jalen Green 2 years ago. They got Jabari Smith last year, and then even Jalen Green draft. They got like a couple, like another guard. They got the dude, your boy Segun. And then last year they got Jabari Smith. This dude named Ty Washington. Like
Yep.
kind of like in the teens. Um, and even got the guy Terry Eason from LSU, like solid ass power forward. I feel like this got like a lot of young cats. So I don't even know. I couldn't really tell you where they should go. I mean, it's saying that I guess they should target a point guard. At least that's what ESPN is trying to tell us.
I guess that means they think Jalen Green should play off the ball more. And they heard one of the Thompson twins on the phone right now.
Okay. Yeah, it most likely will. Let's see it be one of one of them.
Yeah,
Because there ain't really no point guards there available. At least from all the draft boards we've looked at that they deem will be good to go at for. I mean, there's some point guards probably that go like 7, 8, 9, 10. In later in the first round, but
for sure. So if we survive this, we should take. You think we should take Cam Whitmore at 5?
I do. I think like you. I think him, Jarris Walker, Taylor Hendricks. I feel like they're all just like they could play the 3 or the 4. I think Cam Whitmore would probably be more like a shooting guard / small forward. But I think we were missing at that small forward spot. You had Bojan that's able to shoot the lights out. That's great. But I think we didn't have any defense there. I think Isaiah Livers played well. He's a great shooter. But I just think we need a little more athleticism at that position. Just to kind of go. I think he'd be a guy to lob threat, run the floor, slasher, cut into the basket, can get his own shot like 34, 35% from 3. I know they said he had some injury stuff that might impact where he goes in the draft, but yeah, I'd be cool with that if he makes it past this. Okay.
Yeah, took a man Thompson.
Yep.
That happened to be the twin that Grant did the evaluation on. I think these guys are good. They took a alternative route, and I was saying I hope that they wouldn't have got punished for it, and they look like they didn't punish them too. But one of those things where he took a different route, and they hooped out there in a unique league. Highest draft pick from the overtime elite league so far. So maybe there's a few guys sitting around in high school right now thinking about joining that league and going to make that $100,000 versus going a different route. So I guess
averaged 9 assists a game in the overtime elite playoff. That's impressive. Yeah. I missed that. I missed that stat. Damn. But no, I think I think they both freaks of nature, jump out the gym, play hard on defense. I think the only thing, and like I said, this ain't no knock on them. I just don't know a whole lot of the overtime elite, like with that league. Like we know the G League, like that's backed by the NBA and all this type of stuff. You're gonna have a lot of like former NBA players in there, European players in there. Kind of like we know what that competition looks like. Not so much, we don't really know what it looks like at overtime elite, but I think it is cool if they're starting to get that get that shine, and I feel like like it ain't no knock on them for going there, crushing it. They essentially achieved, finished off the mission, so to speak. So yeah, I'd be curious to see how they do. See how he does in Houston for sure.
Yeah, and now it comes down to it. Pistons about to be on the clock any minute now. I think, I would. And so we are both the guys we reviewed here, top of our list are available. Cam Whitmore, I would not be mad at that pick. I am a little more sold on Taylor Hendricks just due to I think what he. I think, damn near 40% from hit like 68 of them or something. Over 2 blocks a game. I think, like I said, I'm seeing Jaren Jackson when I look at that. So that was what we good. But like you said, I think if we want to go ahead and get off that Boban contract and go ahead and probably circle the block and get another first round pick for him, later first round pick, but we probably could do that and make that happen. So
these are our best interest.
Not that either. Go ahead and take Cam Whitmore, trade Bowman, come right back, and see who's available somewhere in the teens. I could see that happening as well. Yeah, because I think that is a favorable contract as far as if it's not egregious. I think it's like $20 million, only like 2 more years, so you can get off your books relatively easy.
Yeah,
and he's. he's definitely a 3-point snipe shooter, and I don't know. I can see somebody taking a flyer on that, but
we should have got off him trade deadline. Like
I agree.
We could have got two first rounders for him. Depending, like teams, they feel like they can make that push, whatever. I think we could have definitely got ourselves the more draft capital to play around with him. But
our pick's already in.
Man, fifth overall, worst record in the NBA. How does that even work? How make it make sense? E? Make it make sense. Worst team in the league, not even picking in the top three.
No, I agree, and I think that hasn't happened in like 14 years or something. But hey, we're here. I believe in Cade. I think he stays healthy this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jay Ivey put another year of progression on him. Duran, and then whoever we're gonna go with here and take back to back. And then we got some money to go play with as far as maybe like you said, getting a veteran piece or two.
Yeah,
And we were better than 16 wins last year, so I think
for
think
sure.
we go ahead and try to make this next year. Yeah, I'm excited to see. A little nervous, really.
Yeah,
Uh, but
yeah,
that
me too.
but that pick came in quick.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the other Thompson twin. I think. I don't know. I know it's not. Well, he's not on the phone, but I feel like. I like that I showed you the betting odds. For some reason, he was the favorite. Cam Whitmore was like the third. Man, I feel like when you just with the sports books, they tend to know something if that's what's coming. Like kind of transpire. Yeah, could definitely be. Whitmore could be Jarris Walker. They could, in some people's eyes, reach and get Taylor Hendricks. I'm just like, I think I'd be fine with that. I feel like I've seen him more, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if you even call to reach in that situation, but yeah, this is like I said, I'm like you, I'm a little nervous over here, just like
Yeah, I
waiting
mean,
for
I
them
guess
to pin.
the player that's most likely we haven't really talked about it would be Jarris Walker.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. I guess I'm not overly crazy. I think he'll be a solid player. I just don't think he'll be like that much of a difference maker. I think I'd rather take a flyer that somebody else could be twice as good, end up being twice as bad versus taking him, who I think is going to be a solid player.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know, I get like kind of I don't know, I don't want to like label him, and I just kind of see like some Isaiah Stewart in this game, and I ain't gotta say it. We're gonna figure out who we about to get right now.
Hey, I just seen on our end. So
Okay. All right. I don't like that look you just gave me.
no, you just called it. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, go ahead and took the other twin. Then we got the Detroit, Houston Connect. Um, so I think the interesting thing about this is this twin won the MVP of the league twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, like you said before, maybe because a little bit more natural shooting position. But in general, I think he's one of those guys. Like I said, I'm glad these two guys aren't being punished for that league, and but
Right.
they freakishly athletic. Um, and I think this makes me wonder kind of where we're taking this team as far as the backcourt goes, because now we got, like you said, we're gonna try to mold at three, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, this is the fourth guard we've picked. And he's 6'7". He could probably play forward too, but they got him up here as a guard. So this is the fourth guard we've picked in the last 3 years. Killian, Cade, Sadiq, Jaden Ivey. So that just tells me that I think Killian's clock is just like, it's I think that clock just started counting down for him, to potentially be on his way out
yeah,
at some point. I just can't see it's gonna be, I don't know. It's just I can't see them getting him and getting, not getting up off of Killian. Like I don't really know. I don't really see where he fits in the rotation. But it's early. I'll be honest, I think these kids can ball. I think I would have been a little more excited with Cam Whitmore, Taylor Hendricks, maybe even Jarris Walker. But
I think those are probably more like ready made, like good coming in. Like I think the biggest thing is going to be like, what's this league?
yeah,
And I mean, the only thing we can point to is the player that was drafted last year. And I think it was like a 4-3 guy. So,
yeah,
I think, I don't know, but like I said, if they did anything like this at Kentucky or North Carolina last year, like they could have won easily, we probably wouldn't be nearly as mad. I just
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and even
So
for
I
them,
got
yeah,
to down a little bit, but it's hey, I just want to see what we're gonna do as far as getting that roster. I do agree with you. Now we got to kind of hold or avoid and more of a project. I think we
Yeah.
haven't really project yet. Killian was a project, but I think it was kind of ready made. Ivy, we knew he was going to be decent because of how freakishly athletic he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do. Those guys' tapes was interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think, I know we'll probably end up hopping off here in a little bit. But I want to ask you, the 31st pick, you got any? I know we talked about Imani Bates. I don't know if you had anybody else you think, you like them to
If
get.
Yeah, hey, so if Bates is there, 100%, I think that's a no brainer. Hey, I mean, why not have two projects? I think, and bare minimum, I think he can come in and I don't know. I think it'd just be good. I
Yeah.
don't know. I really don't have like a set dude I can point to as far as who I like the best, but Amani Bates I think I like a lot. I know the old Michigan guy. He transferred down to Florida, Castellan, the old big
Oh, Castleton. Yeah.
Castleton. Yeah. He I heard his name pop up the other day. As far as second round guys, and I know he was pretty good his freshman year with us. I'm not sure I looked at his stats down in Florida. He has some solid stats.
Yeah.
Some that I think I wouldn't be mad at it either. But those are just the
Yeah.
players I
I got one name, some guy that I kind of stuck out to me. He had a hell of a tournament run. Andre Jackson Jr. played for UConn. And what I like about him, numbers don't jump off the board at you. It's not like scoring is not his game. I mean, he averaged like 6, 6, and 4. I don't look at those numbers a whole lot just because they're in the system, they're in college and everything. But watching him play, I mean, hell of a defender. He's good at like forcing turnovers, but he has the ability. Kind of reminds me of Draymond a little bit. Got the ability to take the ball off the rim, start the fast break. Great defender. I think he'd be a solid glue guy. Like I've heard, like a lot of teams. I heard even Denver, like they, kind of start making some picks, some trades and stuff to get more into that, that early first round or late or early second round to try to, snag somebody like that. So, but like I said, I mean, I'm with you. I like Imani quite a bit. Not a ton of guys that really move the needle for me like that. But I think, Andre Jackson, I think, being a junior, got some experience under his belt. I think he could be one of them guys to come in and help right away.
100%. Yeah, no, I do. I remember that name from like you said, a tournament run in particular. No, so I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, just hoopers. Bringing some guys that are gonna compete, bringing some guys
Yeah.
that I think that's what Bates is as well. I think he got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And and probably come in fiery. And I think bare minimum, he's gonna give that scout team, whoever scout team KD, he'll give your team hell. So
He will. Yeah.
yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah, he's just a scorer mentality. That's he's a guy that like he gonna come off the bench. I can see him like 3 or 4 years from now, bulk up a little bit more, come off the bench and give you 12, 15. That's like I think that'd be like either that
Yeah.
kind of role or get in the right situation and maybe be a starter 3 or 4 years down the league and give you 18 to 20. That's something he know how to do that very well, score. But now he obviously got to do other things, just like bulking up and playing a little bit better defense. But one of them other guys too just came out of the college with a great jump shot already. So
Yeah.
he's got that going for him, which is always great.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, I think I'm gonna have to get to work a little bit. And I think some of these going to be big for this guy. As far as I'm just thinking about our draft pick, some of these going to be big, and try to see what he can do with some competition we recognize.
Yeah.
So if they come out hooping in the summer, that'd be nice. So
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I agree. Do you want anything else? But hopefully, we make a splash. I wouldn't be done. We might be texting the rest of the night. As far as I could see us coming back up here, and
Yeah.
getting somebody.
Yeah, I think the last thing I got is like I just kind of want to pull up the Pistons roster real quick, and I just want to I feel like we have a lot of guys that do the same thing.
Yes.
And see, I'm just pulling it up here real quick. I mean, I think we definitely have the depth to be able to throw around a little bit. I mean, you got Killian, there's a lot of some guys in here I don't want them to get rid of, but you got Jalen Duren, you got Marvin Bagley, you got Isaiah Stewart, you got Alec Burks, you got Isaiah Livers, Hamadou Diallo. You just got like formidable role players that could probably have, more of a distinct role on other teams that we could possibly ship off in order to maybe get a couple more veteran pieces in there to just mix in with the young core.
Right.
Because, as I'm looking at all the people we got, Killian Hayes, 2 years experience, Ivy, 1 year, Dern, 1 year, Corey Joseph, 11, Bogdanovich, 8, but then Diallo, 4, Livers, 1, Burks, 11, you got Stewart, 2, Bagley, 4. We got a lot of babies on the team. So
Yes.
I think we got to do, Cade, 2 years under his belt, basically only 1 year under his belt. RJ Hampton, didn't even know we had him. He's only been in the league for 2 years. James Wiseman, we literally have you got 2 number 2 overall picks last 5 to 7 years. We got some flexibility. So I would like for them to maybe, shake something up here as we kind of go through this first round and just get us closer to that 30, 35 win threshold. I think that's the next step.
Yes.
Maybe the sniff to play in this year, hopefully, and then the year after, hopefully we can, start to take the next step to be in, just, in the playoffs again. But yeah, that's
right.
We could, yeah, that's my ramble.
Just give us the dignity.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just want to be able to, watch them play defense. I mean, they gave up 130, 140, 150 way too many times this past season.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, I want to just see a competitive product.
I agree. And I do think they said that these boys play defense. So these guys play defense. But no, I agree. It was nasty. So I agree though.
Absolutely.
Indiana just took a flight. Look at other kid from France.
Oh, Indiana did?
Yep.
What's his name?
I get another
Bilal. Okay.
Yeah. For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with y'all next week to talk about the rest of the draft.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.